Recording is on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bat Community Call for Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Appreciate you all showing up on this mid-June summer call, which it seems like a lot of folks are on vacation. So pretty awesome to see folks here. Hope you all are doing well. I know we've got Jenny out this week, and folks are going to help fill in there. A lot going on, a lot coming up too. We'll have a bunch of people. So I'll be doing a fireside chat on the 24th at Permissionless in New York. I'll just be out there for one day. And I think Brendan's going to do a panel the following day on the 25th at Permissionless in Brooklyn at the end of this month. So be sure to tune into that. I think we're also got some folks going out to some events out there earlier on too, which is awesome. Yeah, a lot of coordination going on too with the partners and the program and lots of fun stuff there. Yeah, just keeping the ball rolling. And I think I'm not sure who's is it Pal? Are you gonna?
Yeah, Paula's gonna do it. I think she just needs a minute though.
Oh, no problem, no problem. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm doing well, man. Just summertime, busy, but also getting ready for going on family vacation. So extra busy,
It's that time of year,
but
man.
excited. Yeah.
Hope
So it's good.
Somewhere cool, or warm.
Well, actually, yeah, it's hot here, so I'm looking for cooler places. So yeah, going up to Idaho and stuff, so it'll definitely be cooler up there than it's here.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Go out and cut some grass and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also that reminds me too. Like we had a call with the Rare Evo folks today. We're actually going to be back out there in Vegas in August for the Rare Evo conference. We're going to tape a bunch of the podcast episodes live from the expo there too. And we'll have some folks there as well manning the booth. And it should be pretty exciting too. A lot going on. It's going to be actually a pretty busy summer. But yeah, like appreciate everybody activating and keeping the word going out there. And yeah, Pal, how are you doing?
Hi, Luke. I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Thanks for running the deck.
No, of course. My pleasure. Okay, so you guys can see it, right?
We can see it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Also, I don't think we'll have the live stream on X today, but maybe we can post here after with the recording or something.
I'll tweet the recording out because I've got that running right now.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm just listening for any interesting background noises from you today. We had thunder and lightning and rain, and then it sounds pretty quiet, which is good.
Oh, thank God. Thank goodness today. It's not like very sunny or anything, but it's not raining. Oh, it's such a relief because I get so stressed out by that. So you can imagine how complicated it is to try to present with thunders going on in the background.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so here we go. So for the BATX Spaces schedule, so on May 30, we did Has Advertising Lost Its Effectiveness? Then the following week, always on Friday, June 6th, we did What's the Next Step for Humans in an AI Future? Then the following week, June 13th, we did Word of Mouth, the Power of Community and Creators in Web3. And it was a very, very nice space. The team did such a great job. And so this week on June 20th, we will be doing Rewards Incentives, the Heartbeat of Web3. And yeah, we're very, very excited about that. So if you have time, please join us and just tune in. And so I don't think Battern is here either. So I'm going to cover his slides. I mean, his slide real quick. So first, he helped organize a delegation of ambassadors to visit New York City. I believe he's resting wings now before flying. I don't know what he meant by that, but you know him. Then he will be bringing the skills he's learned from past few months of partnerships back to ambassadors and leveling it up. Leveling it up. And then lastly, he will be pushing a few more deals over the line to bring more utility to Brave and bat holders. So we hope we can see um, him next week sharing more about his updates. But this is awesome, awesome work. Thank you. And then Godson, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to you, Paula. Always stepping up to do the slides. Hello, everybody. This week is a bit light for us over here. I'm personally getting the billboard proposal back online, trying to get it executed before I have to travel back to the US in like 2 weeks. So a bit of a rush job there, but there were some holdups and everything. I also tweeted out the BAT USDC market on Beardex a couple of days ago. Of that last night, I believe. Yeah, last night because the trading was started going on and the markets are open and everything. So I just was like, oh, let me put out a tweet. So if you didn't see that, go give it a like or something. The week might be slow, but it's not too slow for Stan the Man to attend the Kenya blockchain and crypto conference, which is like the biggest crypto conference that happens in Kenya every year. I believe this is the third year we've been able to send Stan out there. So shout out Stan the Man. Stan says it was a very very big, well attended conference. He was able to make some nice connections. He made five. He made five like partnership leads. One of which is Swift.io, who wants to join the rewards partner program. We'll be talking about that next week because we're gonna go talk to them. Shout out to Stan for being able to make it out to this event because I spoke to him like a day or two before that, and he said his legs were hurting or something, but he still made it out. So shout out to Stan. Next slide, please. Right, just some more pictures from the event because KBCC does a good job of putting out all the pictures, like a giant folder of pictures. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. So take a moment to just go look at the pictures. Some pretty cool visuals for you. That one guy in the image on the right in the top middle with the little stance. I don't know why, but that guy like reminds me of like Battern. Just the way he's standing. But yeah, just a couple images there. Just and that's it for us this week. I'll see you guys next week with some more information. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Very similar updates to Mr. Battern. We have been working very closely together for the past few weeks. As mentioned before, we'll be in New York City for an event that will go a little bit further on the next slide. Since we will be going tomorrow, actually not tomorrow, I'm actually going on Thursday and coming back on Sunday. It will be during the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. Therefore, there will be no GM Team podcast. The GM Team podcast, in case you're wondering, is a podcast me and Mr. Battern started that goes all about European regulation on Web3 and crypto, as well as taxation, Brave, and BAT. It happens every Thursday at 2 p.m. GMT or 10 a.m. EST. We have been meeting with leads that we met 2 weeks ago from the NFC Summit. Some of these, need a little more time to cook and plan meetings and all that jazz. It goes. and we are mostly focusing on aligning those with tackling the issues that are being presented with the BAT Roadmap 3.0, or just the solutions that we're trying to find. And this is the event in question that we will be attending in New York City. It is called The Roost. It is being hosted by Midnight Foundation, co-hosted by Solana, in partnership with CoinDesk. I actually have a question for you, Luke. Do you know anything about this? Because I did see there was a partner article in CoinDesk of Midnight and Brave regarding privacy.
Yeah, so there's like we I think we announced it earlier this year. We're doing like a partnership with IOHK and Cardano on integration, and part of that included some of this like co-marketing work, and also the having the BAT community be eligible for the midnight airdrop, which some of these events are around. But there's around permissionless. There's some stuff with CoinDesk that I think there was an article about privacy that went out today, and there also there some of these appearances that we're doing at permissionless are part of this as well. And there's a series of things that we're going to be doing with them, like covering privacy and other things like that. I don't have specifics on the Roost event. I think Jenny and some of the other folks met with the team over there on that, because I wasn't able to go to the that one. I have to go on the 24th, and it's going to be a fast turnaround. But but yeah, I don't have specifics on the Roost thing. I'm not sure exactly what they're making public either on it, but I know that like a bunch of folks from the team are going, or from the community at least, which I'm super excited about. Like, please go represent. I think it's super cool.
It seems to be very private. We will report back once we have it, and we'll do some photo evidence of the things that we find.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that'd be great. And yeah, I mean, like, represent, right? Like, I think we're one of like a small handful of different communities that are eligible for this thing, and so we wanted to have a good turnout and let people know what we're talking about.
Very ironically, Battern is the one saying that we shouldn't bring the lion suits. He said it's not that type of event.
Summers in New York are brutal too. Like, I think it's probably good to save you from Swamp Ass.
Okay, I'll take your word on it.
You might want to bring a different type of suit, I think, on that one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll dress nice with a brave hat.
Awesome.
So basically, this will be the things that we're doing. We'll be post presence, networking, and having a good time with ambassadors.
Excellent.
That's it from my end. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So from the Guano coin stats, in the BAT caves locked up, there's 225,000 BAT locked up, which I did a little search earlier, and it's 16.6% of all the BAT on Solana is locked up in the BAT caves. So way to go, community, way to keep plugging in that BAT, earning Guano. So cool to see everybody doing that and have fun with it. So and then as the rewards are continuing to roll out, we're just under 30,000 BAT holders on Solana as of earlier today when I looked. So that's cool to see those numbers continue. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's vacation time. Jenny's out, I think, right now. I don't know if she's on vacation, but she's out today. I'll be out later this week and next week. I'm not sure who else is out whenever. Lots of members of the team kind of out at different times. It's summer vacation time and things like that. So, but continuing to work with the partners and getting things rolling and ready for the next cohort of rewards partner program and things like that. So always continue to work on that. And then of course the normal community stuff, trivia, poker, things like that, Jackbox, thanks to the Dave and Dragon Dave and Battern for those, and whatnot in the Discord and on Jackbox. So that's cool. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. 225K is like huge.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think it's a good next is 250K, $250,000.
Let's go.
Okay, thank you, Drew. Thank you for those updates. For my additional community updates, the Back Community Calls summary number 56 was published in both English and Spanish in the same Notion page. There, in case you don't know, we include updates not only from the community call itself, but also features and just browser updates with posts from X, and also pictures and of course related information and details about those updates. And you can also find the YouTube link for the recording. And we've been publishing weekly, so don't forget to take a look when you can. Also, the Japanese team has been assisting us with translations, and they have some in progress at the moment. And also, the Dave just finished. He just finished translating all the summaries in Hindi from 34 to 56. So I'll be publishing them later this week. So please check them out. And then about the video tutorial for self-custody rewards with Solana, we are making some changes and adding more information. So we're still working on it. And we are also working on another video for a very exciting upcoming update. So we'll keep you posted once it's live. And finally, excuse me, we're also working on the sponsorship for Crypto Latin Fest in Colombia. We need to have a call with the organizer and discuss the details for the ad campaign that we're doing, and just general details about our participation and the booth and attendance from the team. And yeah, we'll have more updates about that soon. We'll be doing an ad campaign again, thanks to Wilfredo too, our ambassador from Colombia. But yeah, we're very, very excited. It's always nice to join and be part of events in LATAM. They're always, full of energy, and we have had so many great experiences. So I'm very excited to see that again. So yeah. And then for highlights of the week, I found these posts on X that I wanted to share with you. They're all sharing their love for Brave. So we have John Walker. Oh my God, I can't see. John Walker 101, Le Petit Row. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. Angelo Perez, Vilas, XXXX_SV, and of course our amazing bad ambassador from Vietnam, Nam Giang. He's always active and posting about Brave, so we really love that. So thank you so much for all the love and support on X. Love to see it. And now I don't know if Lucas is here today, because I thought he wanted to share like an update with you guys, but I don't know if he's here.
Thought I saw him here earlier. Lucas is here.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
All right. I wasn't expecting to, speak about it today, but I've asked our Bathern to cover it for me. But since he's not here, then I'll explain what's going on. Obviously, the competition is over about the name for the card game. So as you can see, everybody chose Battle Royale. So I must say that this post is the biggest so far on my account. 3.4K impressions and 69 approval rate, 69.2 actually.
Hey.
Yeah, so as you can see, community really like the name. The winner is the guy from India, Rajvart, Mr. Random, and he got 200 bahts. Originally it was supposed to be 100, but then somebody decided, I don't know who, whether it was Jenny or Bathern, to increase to 200, and he got 200. And at the bottom you can see the actual hand-drawn logo. I made it ready for you. So this is the logo. It still needs some refinements, but for now it can do. So that's me for now. Thank you for supporting the project as well, and see you next time.
Awesome. It's fantastic, gang. It's super cool to see that battle royale updates from everybody too. Also, like I'll put it in chat. I just double checked the snapshot. We've now seen 5,620 .brave domains registered, which is super cool. And I put the Dune link in the chat. It's really cool to see how many of these are getting registered up. Pretty cool sign from the community and from everybody. Yeah, like a lot of interesting stuff going on right now too. There's also looking right now, looks like the Genius Act has passed in the Senate, which is huge. Like one of these things we're seeing is like big stablecoin adoption in LATAM and in other parts of the world. But what this is going to do in the U.S., I think it still has to go through the House, but they're expecting it to pass there. But it's going to unlock like a ton of like on-chain activity and liquidity and things like that, like in the months ahead. Just having that certainty is huge, and it's an area where, like, regulation wise, like you don't want to over-regulate new technologies because it ends up being kind of like pin the tail on the non-market fit or whatever donkey. But with stable coins, it's one of those things where it's actually easier thing to start with to get some clarity around the market. And so it's cool to see that finally making its way through. It opens up some more room for us to do things, which is great. It more importantly, it just kind of, more of the sea change from where we were before, where, everybody was afraid to do everything and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. So we'll see what happens moving forward too, as things progress, but a lot of interesting things there. And I do have some updates to you, like the pay with BAT stuff is there's a legal thing that we're clearing up, but it's making some progress through. And once we have that point cleared up, I think we'll be announcing that release and available for the Brave premium stuff. And so stay tuned for that. Yeah, like I can open up the floor. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Anyone? Dragon Dave. How you doing, Dragon Dave?
I had the mic muted. Never mind. Yeah, hi. So, questions since on-chain payment is coming with basic attention token. Are there still plans for BAT NFT holders or BAT holders in general to have some form or way of discounting in some form in the future?
Yeah. So that's where we're talking with some of the partners in the program about that now, and then also for the premium stuff too. That's part of this as well. Like we're working on getting some of that done and kind of like factored in because it's a great way to like reward benefit holders and users of the products. And it's an easier way for us to do that too. So looking forward to that. How are you doing, Dragon Dave, in general? Think you're having a good summer so far?
I have a lot of work and a lot of co-workers being sick, so I have to cover the shift. So yeah.
Oh, brutal.
Stuff.
Picking up the slack. Yeah. Godson, yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, Luke. So just there was some communication last week about on-chain rewards, like the time frame, and then it was kind of revised. I don't know. Could you like clarify, for us a little bit what's going on, if you know?
Yeah, I don't have the specifics on that. I'm supposed to meet with Chris today to talk about it, where it's at. And then I was going to try and have him on today, but he had an issue where he couldn't come on today. But I'm going to try and have him come on next week because I'm also like going to be traveling for the permission listing next week. So it'd be a good one to have Chris on with the rest of the team too, to kind of cover a bunch of progress and areas on that. So I don't have specifics on what the hang up was there. I think they were doing some more testing on it with folks before they fully rolled it out. But that's the most I know on it at the moment.
Right. Right. One more question.
Yeah. Fire away, man.
This might be like common knowledge, but it was never like clear to me, so I forget. I'll just ask you now. The on-chain rewards, right? They're just exclusively on Solana, right? They're not on the other chains we're on or anything like that.
Initially,
is that
yeah. Like we'll be adding other chains it's in the roadmap, like to add in more chains too over time.
Right, but okay.
As far as I've heard, the programming is done so that any chain can be onboarded just like that. So it's open, programmed already.
That's what we're working for, is to have that. And probably we're looking at like which chains make sense to do it on first, like for based on different, some of the chains have a lot of holders. Like if I look at like BNB chain, there's like 28,000, I think, BAT holders there. Polygon has several thousand, and we're just kind of weighing this, but right now, like getting these pieces done where like anybody can go and make the claim process, functional, that makes it so like, opening up the other ones is a little bit easier.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Cripple Resistance, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Sorry about that. So when we do self-custody, do we have to are you going to let go of Uphold or any other, or are you going to do anything else with centralized exchanges?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we're going to keep the ones we have on there because some users prefer that option, I think, but I doubt we'll add more exchanges on there unless there was some type of like partnership or something that's worthwhile. It's kind of an open question right now because one of the things we're having talks with these exchanges, and some of them are doing things like introducing L2s where you've got like new ways to do things on chain, like with some of the exchanges. But it seems like, and we've talked to like several of them, they're all just kind of figuring out their roadmaps on the L2 side. So like we go to them and we say, hey, look, like we've got a lot of users and rewards, a lot of users that would want to be open to doing stuff on chain. And a lot of the feedback right now is that they're still kind of like game planning what they're doing, and whether that means that they've got some alternative or not, it's kind of up in the air. But it changes the conversation a little bit, because if we can do things like in more of a self-custodial way with an exchange partner, it's pretty interesting, but it's still kind of, for the L2 side, it's still kind of early for some of them too. So we're going to keep watching it. And even today, I think, people just saw like JP Morgan just did a thing with, they're going to do a pilot on Base where with institutional like stablecoin stuff, I think, or some RWAs or something like that. We're going to see a wave of new things happening. There's also like a trend right now with exchanges kind of leading the way, not necessarily, traditional exchanges, but even folks like, more of like kind of new-ish fintech, like, the Robinhoods or others of the world, where they're starting to talk about things like tokenized equities and things like that. Right now, you're starting to see like this kind of tokenization of the financial sector, and we just haven't seen it hit the ground with retail yet, where there's like a lot of liquidity, people doing it. But what you're seeing is like, if you zoom out, like stablecoin, movement on the regulatory and institutional side, and then you're seeing these announcements around tokenized equities, which for a lot of the world, that opens up, the equities markets in a new way. And also like for even people in countries that have access to the stock market, it just gives you a more disintermediated way of transacting with these things. And I think I don't know, I suspect that it'll be like how DeFi was when it first hit, where you start to see some really funky things happening with some of these tokenized equities when they come out. I have no idea. We'll have to see how some of it plays out. But I think what you're starting to see right now is almost like the Lego blocks are kind of getting, brought to the surface, and what we're waiting on next is where are we going to start to see more liquidity and retail and people doing things. And some of that, I don't know, who knows right now. The macro stuff is so bizarre, with everything going on right now. It's hard to predict. But, the same day we're seeing the stablecoin regulation, stablecoin act basically getting passed through the Senate. We're also seeing these scares of war and stuff going on. It's just a lot of moving parts. So we'll see. But I'm super bullish on where we are seeing progress, tokenizing equities, stable coins. This stuff is more than just it's more than just like a meme coin or an NFT or whatever. It's these are upgrades and access to major financial markets that are going to start to open up. And we'll see how they play out. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how these institutions release these things, but I'm pretty excited to see where it goes.
So is there going to be a button or something in the wallet where you can activate the decentralization so you can get them back?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is once these things have to be issued out, right, by these entities. So then they'll be hitting the market, and it'll be another asset type that we can present to users, another type of token, right, or whatever. So you have altcoins, you have meme coins, utility coins, etc. But then tokenized equities can be kind of another category within asset class within there. And even on the other side of it too, you're seeing ETFs and stuff showing up. For us, it's we can have conversations and say, look, whether it's ETF offerings or it's tokenized equities or stable coins, our users want to access these things. And, there's a big opportunity because a lot of these things will become popular in countries where we have tens of millions of users that we aren't transacting with at all, right? So if you look at if this opens up the Asian markets or Latin America or whatever, beyond the US and Western Europe, all of a sudden there's a whole new set of flow going on, or revenue flow going on potentially with those users and things that we can offer up to them. And that's kind of what's really interesting about this stuff, is that a lot of the things we take for granted, in a lot of the Western world, people don't have access to in areas where we have a lot of users. So opening up that access is kind of nice, because from our perspective, we can say, look, if as a user first company, we're able to kind of bring users more control and access to new types of finance and new ways that they can, upgrade their life in different ways, et cetera. And for me, it's nice to be able to see things that are hitting the market that are just more exciting than a lot of the casino stuff that's out there that's been taking all the air out of the room forever. And so that's where with the program, with the partner program, kind of getting more real world types of apps and use cases. And then you're starting to see these things with finance where it's meaningful things. It's funny. I think I shared a while ago, we're building a kind of a bat cave in my garage, a studio, an office where I can work and do calls like this one and the podcast and everything like that. But we just had a garage door installed. And one of the things that, I asked a guy, was hey, what is there a preferred payment method? It's anything but credit card, because we have to tack on like a 3% to that. And like the way that these stable coins and these technologies are going to disrupt even like mom and shop, what they're waiting for is to learn about it and have the tool available. But if you can go, there's already demand for it, right? Like if the guy installing my garage is saying, here, cut me a check on paper because it means I don't have to pay 3% for this, interchange fee for processing. The stablecoin fee is like way lower than that, right? Like, and so that's one of the things that gets me excited about where we're at right now is that, and it's been a long time coming, but having access to these tools for people and use cases that they actually, can benefit from and understand is like so important, for all this stuff. So anyway, it's a long-winded answer, but it's pretty cool to see.
Well, sorry. Well, I think I'm saying this because once you get the decentralized stuff worked out, I think that will also affect like the staking, like with Guano, because a lot more people will have that coming into the wallet, and that will affect what people can want to do with it other than sitting in the wallet. So the Guano will be more active. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. I'm really glad you mentioned that too, because I think one of the things we've been talking about a lot is, as some of these things are hitting, there's a huge opportunity. Like our opportunity at Brave is, we have a big user base, right? Like our user base is like arguably bigger than like most of the crypto market, right? Like as far as users go and retain time in browser, et cetera. Like the opportunity for us is to kind of really go after more of a convenience play and doing things like, okay, staking, right? Like the everyday person might not necessarily understand what that means, like functionally, but there's ways that we can do it. And I'm trying to kind of push this internally too, where it's like, look, like what we need to communicate with the user is like, if you do this thing, you can see more value, right? Like, so, part of the challenge with this is like, how do we just show the win easily in a way that they're willing to just say, of course I'll do that, right? Like, and I think that it's a messaging challenge, but also like there's a UX challenge there too. And I've been talking with our head of design too a little bit more about this, because now that these things are moving, we need to kind of streamline things a little bit more and make it a lot easier to use. We're actually doing an interesting user study right now in collaboration with the Zcash folks, where we're getting people from both sides, both communities that are new to either side, that are doing one-on-one kind of user journeys and test and like for how to use, it's starting with Zcash, but I've also added in a bunch of questions around the wallet, like even basic stuff around like, did you know it's there, et cetera, like where are the gaps in the process. But I think like part of this too is going to be, as things like stable coins and staking and all these things start to feel more familiar, we got to move things closer together too, to where like your safe payment methods and stable coins and crypto and all of these things should kind of be in a main account interface versus in separate spots, so that, we can start to normalize these things a little more. And it doesn't mean that like we remove security features or anything like that. It's more of like, how do we present them in a way that's easier for people to understand? And like, we also can think about it too, like how exchanges kind of do this in a way where they have like an advanced mode or like a trader mode, and then they have like a basic mode, right? Like, and I think we need to get more in the mindset of like, what is an everyday person like? Can we capture something like, a PayPal or Venmo style user experience that's more private, and you know, more resistant to like a lot of intermediation and stuff like that. And you know, the pieces are kind of falling into place. Like getting these .brave domains out was a good piece too, because if you have a human readable name, like it makes it easier to start to transact and do those things. But there's a lot of work we need to do on making things easier for everyday users that aren't, you know, in the trenches of the crypto world, you know, and getting them using these things. And, you know, but luckily, I mean, you know, compared to a year ago, like it's a completely different situation where like we have the potential to turn these things on and make progress on them now in a way that we didn't a year ago. So I think Bows is asking if I have any New York City recommendations of bodega. I don't have a favorite bodega, but there are some good spots to go to. Maybe I'll just give you guys, we'll give you guys a short list of things to check out when you're there. I know Carlos is also out there. He's got some good recommends, and Fung, a couple other people too. I know too, I want to give, I don't know, like we're going to have a presence in Cannes for the side event for ECC with Ubisoft. I don't know if there's any updates on that, Sherelle, or anybody else that you guys want to share for anybody that might be out there.
Hey there, Cheryl here. So we actually have moved our event with Ubisoft while we're out there to Tuesday, July 1st. And so we're going to be doing a more outdoor sporty event, and I will post some more information about that as we have details.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so some of those designs look awesome.
Excellent.
They're going over the top. It's really cool.
They've been great to work with. They're a really great partner to have on.
I'm also having a call with them too around like their strategy to get a better sense of like what their longer term gaming strategy is with Web3 stuff, and you know, ways that we can collaborate together too from the strategic side. And I don't know, these partners have been great. I just got off the phone with the CEO from Golfin too right before this call, and like everybody's super excited, and a lot of interesting potential here, and folks are getting results. And I actually talked to the Rare Evo guys earlier today too, and they were saying that NTT yesterday helped them get like a lot of additional you know, tickets sold for the event. So super cool to see. I don't know, things feel like they're kind of doomsday on one side of the map, like as far as like, you know, kinetically or whatever, but then the other side, like it's kind of a lot of really cool progress and stuff. It's just kind of getting clouded with all this other junk going on. But yeah, stoked that you all are here. This is cool. And thanks to everybody too that's going to make it to New York. I think that's like really awesome to see. Like I know on short notice, like such a cool turnout for that. So do
can never just have a, you know, golden bull run without some drama going on somewhere in the world, right?
never, man. Like it's like one chapter flows right into the other, you know. It's wild, man. Like yeah. And speaking of which, I don't know if anybody caught it. We did kind of a couple of like interesting episodes of podcasts. Like one of them with John Kiriakou. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him or not, but like super interesting dude. That one came out last week. And he was a whistleblower, kind of blew the whistle on the torture program, but he also was at like the CIA for like from the 90s through 2000s and Bush era or whatever. And it was really cool talking to him, because he's one where like you see some of these guys, like one, he blew the whistle on stuff. So like he actually went to jail, I think for like 23 months or something because of that. But and then came out, and he's a big advocate for like civil liberties and privacy protection and all that good stuff. But one of the interesting things about talking to him was that, you know, he was there before big tech kind of proliferated data collection, and then while it was happening and after. And like you see a lot of these like stooges that retire that come on and talk about how like, oh, we got to, you know, invade everybody's privacy, et cetera. You know, it's so required. But he's actually one of the dudes that says, no, it's actually makes it harder. So it was kind of cool to talk to him too. about that stuff. And then I did another one too last week. So check that one out if you guys haven't. It's pretty interesting. And John's a really cool guy too. He's super friendly. I did another one with this guy Scott Mann, which hasn't come out yet, but it'll be coming out pretty soon. Who did he was like in Afghanistan, like doing this thing with Afghanistan when the Taliban took over through Signal, where like they were able to save like I think over 1,000 people when that whole thing was happening, and they did it all through Signal. And it was one of those things where like I've been using Signal for a really long time. I had no idea that they were using it this way, and so that one will come out too pretty soon. And then I did another one this week with a guy that works on does a lot of AI for like electronic vehicle charging and stuff like that. Is super cool. But we're seeing like pretty interesting stuff, like pretty cool guests coming up too. So tune into that. And always like if there's people you guys want us to see, like or you want to see on the pod, let me know. Like I'd love to hear more from you guys. I think the last time I was asking folks, you all were suggesting like Naomi Brockwell, and then she ended up coming on. So I love to like make sure we're checking boxes and getting folks on that you all want to hear about too. So don't be shy on that front. Let us know, and we can work to get other people on that you all want to hear from. Trying to get Brendan on too soon, and a few other folks, but I don't know. Requests are open. All right, floor is open, guys. What else do you want? Elon Musk, that would be wild. I would not turn that down. I don't think he'll do my little podcast, but it'd be cool either way. Who else? Any other topics you guys want to cover? We could also jump a little early too, if that's if folks are. I know it's that time of year.
Yeah, I gotta jump a little early.
Get out of here, Drew.
Yeah.
All right, gang. Well, let it
Let's
go.
do it.
But all right, well, we can wrap it up a little early this week. Yeah, thank you all for joining today on this summer Tuesday. We'll be back 1 week from today, same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, have a great week. See you all online, and don't be shy. We'll talk soon. See ya.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
See everyone.